time to make our netas now accountable? Isn't it high time, viewers, that we make our political leaders more accountable for what is happening in our country, as very soon we can very well expect political campaigns to become a super spreader in our country. Now, let me open this up to my guests who are joining me this evening. We have Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, Captain Shalini Singh, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Nasir Salim, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Daniel Francis, political analyst, and we have senior journalist Hemant Atri also joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me here on India Ahead, our political class. Rajalakshmi Joshi, let me bring you in. What is the solution now? We heard what the Aam Aadmi Party has said. We've heard what the Samajwadi Party has said. What's the solution? Because we need solutions. So what can be the possible solution today?
Yeah, so very firstly, I would say that this has to be something like a joint war by all political parties, and this cannot be left to behest of the ruling party, like the Samajwadi Party spokesperson was just saying. And to just remind him of the kind of responsibility that Akhilesh Yadav has been showing, is that he was the person who spoke against this BJP ka vaccine. I mean, that was such an irresponsible thing. That was the very first irresponsible statement that he has made vis-a-vis the COVID precautions and whatever vaccination and all this entire drive that the entire government has been trying to do. And after this, the masking up and the rallies, the huge rallies that are being held, I would say that, BJP does not really decide when to hold the elections, whether or not rallies can be held. This is not something that the BJP decides. This is something that the Election Commission decides. And before the other spokespersons, they jump to this, I would like to remind them that during the Bihar elections in June 2020, when there was this, there was a joint meeting of all representatives of all the parties, then these very parties, the Congress, the RJD and the leftist parties, all of them, they were vehemently against holding digital rallies because they were scared that the BJP would have an upper hand when it comes to digital rallies. And the same is happening now when it comes to Uttar Pradesh, when it comes to Goa, when it comes to Punjab, everywhere. BJP does not actually feel any insecurity about holding digital rallies. They would very easily be able to do that. But then the other parties also should take the lead, and they should also follow that example and go ahead for digital rallies. What is stopping them? The most educated chief minister, who has now today fallen prey to COVID, he could have taken a lead. He could have said that I will set up this
So could have BJP. So could have BJP taken the lead. Why isn't the BJP taking the lead?
Yes, exactly. BJP and JDU were the only two parties who had asked.
I'm talking about today, Rajalakshmi Joshi. You are saying that BJP will not have a problem with digital campaigns and rallies. Why isn't the BJP taking the lead then?
No, what happens is once people start getting into rallies, then it is very difficult to manage. But then I would say that the only solution to this would be put a stop to all these rallies and go in for digital rallies. I think that would be the biggest step against, because it is a real farce that you have curfews in the night and political rallies in the day. That is such a hypocritical thing. That
options are there. There are multiple options. Rajalakshmi Joshi, there are multiple options. There are options that the political parties could have told the Election Commission of India and the entire team when they were in Lucknow that yes, we are willing to take a plan B. Let's all come together, put our minds together and ensure that we do virtual rallies or digital rallies. But on that note, I really want to thank all my guests who are joining me here on Inside Scoop to have this discussion.